Striking Scorpion 82 is now sponsored by World of Warships Legends, the free-to-play game of epic naval warfare. World of Warships is the perfect balance of action and strategic gameplay as players fight for control of the seas amongst highly detailed weather effects to make each battle unique and hyper-accurate unit graphics to make you feel like you're there in the thick of the action. With World of Warships, you can command massive naval fleets featuring some of history's most iconic war vessels and progress to unlock new ships as you prepare to dominate the seas. Each week there is something new to experience with a steady flow of new missions, game updates and events to keep you and your friends engaged for hours on end. For the first time, Warhammer 40,000 brings its rich universe of epic heroes and monstrous villains to the World War II naval combat setting of World of Warships. The theme of this collaboration takes inspiration from the Chaos Space Marines and the Imperium, with all new Warhammer 40,000 inspired commanders and patches, and the ability to modify your existing ship collection with Imperium and Chaos Space Marines themed camos, flags, and more. World of Warships will also be rolling out special Chaos and Imperium themed ships, along with a host of Warhammer 40,000 themed combat missions. World of Warships Legends with Warhammer 40,000, also available on console. Click on the link in the video description below to download the game, plus take advantage of the unique starter pack offer now available to all new players. Thanks, and enjoy the game. Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 1750 points, Imperial Fists versus Khorne Daemons. Alright, so welcome to the 1750 points game. Khorne Daemons, that's the debut on the channel here on YouTube against the Imperial Fists. These have come off the shelf now and looking forward to using the Imperial Fists and entering them into our Season 8 League very soon. So before I go through the list for the Imperial Fists here, I'll just mention the patrons at gold level. So they get a shout out in our battle reports. That's Alex Stillwar, Andrew Swan, Marcus Anthony, Luke Schwengel, Nicholas Lucas, Patrick McPherson, Paul Cook, Will Wright, and Zachary Siltonen as well. Big thanks to them for their support at gold level. You can check out the end credits for those supporting at silver level, and then thanks also to those supporting at bronze as well. All the proceeds on the Striking Scorpion 82 Patreon page go directly to my local War Games club, SSWG. It helps them out. Much of the terrain that we use in our games, especially the Apocalypse battles that we play, is terrain from that club. And it was SSWG that really got me into Warhammer 40,000 and wargaming in general. So set up that Patreon page to help them out. And all the donations are gratefully received and appreciated. Alright, so 1750 points, not the usual size game that we play, but we just couldn't wait till 2000 points to get Tom Covier's Khorne Daemons onto the channel here. So challenge game, I'm very happy to get my Imperial Fists back onto the table again, just practicing and experimenting with them, hoping to put them into the league very soon. And the same for Tom, he's rapidly painting up units here. He's jumped from 1,000 points, played that game in our Big Push series on the Plus channel. Then we've played 1,500 points. And that was against the Imperial Fists at a great encounter, and he's been busily painting up 250 points more of models to make it to 1750 points. So exciting stuff to see Khorne Daemons represented on the channel. Real classic opponent or army or faction to fight against, especially for the Imperial Fists. So usually it's James's Ultramarines that grace the channel representing the Space Marines, but it's not the boys in blue today. It is the boys in yellow. The Imperial Fists will attempt to conquer the demon here in this game. So I've been kind of leaning towards going classic Space Marines for the Imperial Fists. I do have a Red Scorpions Primaris Space Marine army, starting to introduce Primaris into my different Space Marine collections, but for now I reckon I'm going to run pure classic Space Marines here for the Imperial Fist. Got plenty of units I can call upon, with units to spare. So Battle Forged and a battalion here for the Imperial Fist. I have used 2 command points. I've taken a Chief Apothecary here for the Imperial Fist. That's 1 command point, and also paid another command point to take a second Warlord trait in the list as well. 2 HQ choices. First is Captain Lysander here. He is going to be the Warlord, so he has the Indomitable Warlord trait. Wound rolls of 1 to 3 that come through are ignored, so it's going to be a 4+ to wound him, just to try and add another layer of protection to try and keep this crucial character alive. Then secondly, there's a Lieutenant, just a regular bolt gun for him, just the way the points have worked out. He is equipped, though, with a Power Fist. Then for troops choices to make up this battalion, 3 tactical squads, just sort of the classic size and loadout here. So squads of 10 equipped with bolters, sergeant with bolt pistol and chainsword, 1 marine with a plasma gun, and then a las cannon in each squad. All 3 squads loaded out exactly the same. I've taken dedicated transports here. It's rhinos. All 3 of these equipped with hunter killer missiles and double storm bolter as well for each of them. So plenty of troops here for the Imperial Fists. Then for elites, there is the Apothecary, as I mentioned earlier on. He's been upgraded to a Chief Apothecary here. So 1 command point for that. You get to reroll the dice trying to resurrect models. And I've given him some extra upgrades here as well. So I've paid a command point to take an extra Warlord trait, which I've given to him. Father of the Future. When a model in a friendly chapter infantry or chapter bike unit would lose a wound whilst the unit is within 6 inches of this Warlord, roll a dice. It's basically a 6+ feel no pain, just to try and add a bit of durability, especially to my Centurion Devastators. And then relics, I've given him the Healer's Aegis as well. Chapter infantry models have a 5+ invuln save whilst they're within an inch of a model with this relic. So it's a tight range, so units need to stay close to him, but it's a chance to try and add, again, another layer of protection to my Centurions and other units nearby. So that's him. For elites choices then, Terminators, 5 of them, 4 of them equipped with Power Fists. There's 4 Stormbolters in the squad as well. The Sergeant has a Power Sword, and then there's an Assault Cannon in that squad also. Then Centurion Devastators, 3 of them, all 3 equipped with twin las cannons and hurricane bolters for that squad. And then finally 2 flyers, 2 Storm Talons, both equipped the same, with the twin assault cannons and Typhoon missile launchers. So that's the list for the Imperial Fist, boasting some heavy firepower. They need to build some kind of castle to protect that firepower and try to stop the demons from breaking in. That's the list here for the Imperial Fists. We'll take a look now and see what Tom Covey has in his Khorne Demon army. Alright, so 1750 points of Khorne Demons here. Great to see them on the channel. So we've been working on what's called the Big Push series over on the Plus channel. A number of us have been pushing to get armies onto the tabletop as quickly as possible. Tom's been working on his Khorne Demons here, making great progress with them. Aaron Allen revamping his Death Watch Space Marines, and I've been working on my Harlequins as well. But Tom's reached significant milestones here and up to 1750 points, so we thought we'd have a Challenger Scorpion game at this points level. So with the updated rules as well from Engine War, we'll let Tom run through his list.
Okay, so I've got my Khorne Daemons with me today, and I'm bringing a Battalion detachment and a Supreme Command detachment. Starting off with the Supreme Command detachment, I've got a Bloodmaster, a Demon Prince with Wings, and Uraka the Fiend from Forge World. And then I have a Battalion detachment, one squad of 30 Bloodletters, two squads of 10. I've got two Skull Cannons for the heavy support, Scarbrand and a Bloodthirst-driven Sensate Rage for the HQ, and then some of the Blood Crushers as well. Now, the Bloodthirst-driven Sensate Rage is the Warlord, and he's got the Warlord trait Oblivious to Pain. And he also has the armor that gives him a 4+ invulnerable save, and I'll be spending a CP to use the new Exalted abilities from Engine War to give him the ability that he doesn't suffer more than 8 wounds per phase. And that's it. That's me.
Alright, so that's Tom's list. One other thing, Banner of Blood has been granted to the 30 Bloodletters, the Bloodletter Bomb. So that gives them, it's 3d6 choosing the best too.
It's just 3d6 charge.
3d6 total charge,
and
okay.
They get +1 because of the Musician as well.
The Banner as well, fantastic.
Rerollable if they're near a hero.
Wow, okay. So unit to look out for during the game. That's both armies here. We'll go on to scenario and deployment now for this battle. Okay, so we have a mission here. We've gone to Chapter Approved 2019. Maelstrom of War, Confined Command. It's mission number 6 for the Maelstrom of War missions for Chapter Approved 2019. So, both of us have refined our decks of cards ready to go. The deployment zone is Hammer and Anvil. Imperial Fists elected to go. Tom won the roll-off, but has elected to be the attacker. So Imperial Fists have chosen to go at this end of the table, fighting from end to end here. Here's No Man's Land, and then across here, marked by this line of orange dice, is the deployment zone for the Khorne Daemons. So, it's all about capturing objectives and fulfilling tactical objective cards. So, we'll call these out now. Objective number 2, marked by this canister, nicely inside the Imperial Fist deployment zone. And then objective number 4, marked by the cat from the Space Hulk game in No Man's Land. Then a short distance away from Tom's deployment zone is objective number 5, marked by that canister. And then coming around the other side of the table is objective number 1. That's deep within Tom's deployment zone there for the Khorne Daemons. Then again in No Man's Land, another canister on top of the terrain just here. That's objective number 6. And then finally objective number 3. It's tucked away, hidden in here, marked by the Fallen Terminator, just outside the Imperial Fists deployment zone. A good number of objectives here in No Man's Land here at this point. So that's the deployment zone. We've called out where the tactical objectives are on the table. So Tom's going to deploy first his entire army, and then the Imperial Fists will deploy second, and then the attacker chooses to go first or second. Then there's a chance to seize the initiative. Slay the Warlord, First Strike, and Line Break are all available in this mission. And then the special rules here for Confined Command. At the start of each player's movement phase, their opponent can select one tactical objective their player has in play. That tactical objective is returned to the owning player's hand, and they can put a different tactical objective into play. So the opponent will see the cards laid out, force the player to return one of those cards to their hand, but they do get to then place a different card back into play. So just a slight tweak there for this Maelstrom of War mission. So we'll go on to deployment now for both of these forces. So Tom deploying at the moment. Just going to call out the terrain, just to clarify. I'm going to play the usual rules of craters here. There's a number of them dotted around the table. Infantry units entirely on top of the terrain here will get the benefit of cover, and this building across here as well. Then this ruin that Tom's currently deploying into, I will count that as a crater also. And everything else we're going to play as, well, there's obstacles here for tanks, but the Imperial Fists have a few rhinos, but everything else here we will play as line of sight blocking terrain. Right, just to mention the battle mat and terrain being used in this game, it's from gamemat.eu. It's one of their desert terrain boards or battle mats here, rolled out nice and flat, 6x4 in size. And then we place the terrain on top, some stones and scatter just to blend it all in. And also featuring one of their new terrain, pre-painted terrain sets here. It's the Rocky Base set. That's these larger features here are all from that new set from gamemat.eu. But you can check them out for your supplies of battle mats and terrain. Right, so deployment's done here for both sides. Khorne Daemons have deployed first. So a skull cannon on the extreme right-hand flank. That's the field of view that it has across the board. I'll just go around to the other side of the table here to cover the rest of Tom's deployment. Most of his army's over on his left flank. So just standing here now, so you can see through in this direction. That's the Imperial Fists over there in the distance. So Bloodthirst of Insensate Rage on top here. That's the Warlord. Another Skull Cannon just here. Unit 10 Bloodletters protecting the Demon Prince and the Fiend here from Forge World. Another Unit 10 at the back anchoring objective number 1. And then the Skull Crusher Cavalry on the left-hand side. So there they are, and that's their view across the table here towards the Imperial Fist deployment. Just cover Tom's reserves. Scarbrand's gone into Deep Strike here, Tom paying 2 command points for that, and 2 command points being paid to put the 30 blood letters into reserve as well. So Imperial Fists deployment here, taking advantage of this building. So Centurions on top. Then just behind them is the Apothecary, just there. Then in front, Unit of 5 Marines, just regular bolters and the Sergeant with bolt pistol and chainsword. An empty Rhino, another Unit of 5 Marines, so I'll split them all up into combat squads, another Unit of 5 inside this crater. I've put the 2 Storm Talons just here to take advantage of the Captain's reroll 1's radius. He's just down there, Captain Lysander, and Lieutenant next to him as well. Another Unit of 5 Marines with a las cannon plasma gun. It's just on top of the building. An empty Rhino sitting in range of objective number 3. Another Unit of 5 with a las cannon and plasma gun just here, and again within 6 inches of the Captain. Then you can see a Unit of 5 just behind the pipes, and then over on the Imperial Fist's extreme left-hand flank is a Rhino. It does have a 5-man team of Marines inside. So that's the Imperial Fist deployment done. We do have reserves. The Terminators have gone into reserve, so a useful unit to bring down turn 2 onwards. Deployment's done. So Tom can choose if he wants to go first or second.
Yeah, I think I'd be stupid not to.
Must go first.
Yeah.
I'll try and seize initiative then, just to not use a tail dice. We'll use an Imperial Fist yellow dice. Oh, Tom's got his head in his hands. It's all right, you're going first. We'll go on to turn 1. The Khorne Daemons will make the first move here in this game. Looking forward to this fight. Very classic here. Imperial Fists loyal to the bitter end for the Emperor here. And then you can't get more bloodthirsty than a unit of Khorne Daemons. We'll go on to turn 1 now for the forces of Khorne. Alright, so we're on turn 1 here for the Khorne Daemons. Tom's cards here, Blood and Guts. Secure objective number 1. And then the first card that was put down, Mission Critical Objective, that was the one that I forced Tom to put back into his hand, and then he's since now put down Priority Orders Received, and it is Secure Objective number 4. So objective number 1 is this objective across here, which he currently holds, no problem. And then objective number 4 is this one across here in No Man's Land, just over there. Yeah, it's Tom's Warlord is here. It's the Bloodthirst of Insensate Rage. If he gets to that, it's worth 4. Wow, okay, well then that may well be the direction that Tom goes. We'll see. But that will take you away from the tasty stuff. We'll see what he decides to do. We're going to movement now for the Forces of Khorne. Okay, so movement's complete here for the Forces of Khorne on turn 1. So a lot of units advancing and pushing forward as quick as possible. You see the Blood Crushers have now moved on to objective number 6. Pushing ahead here with these characters and the Bloodletters just in front. A 2 rolled for an advance. Tom needing a 5 would have got close enough to this for him to fulfill the mission this turn. So Command re-rolled that 2 and then rolled a 1, sadly. And frustratingly here for the Bloodthirst of Insensate Rage. It would have been ideal if it had been able to get there on turn 1 and then would have been free to move off next turn. But it means that Tom needs to get this model there next turn in order to secure objective number 4 and pick up those 4 victory points. Awkward situation here. It's a significant number of points, but Tom would rather be heading off in this direction, straight towards the Imperial Fist line. Holding position here with the Skull Cannon, and the other one's just tucked to the other side of the building, ready to fight. There is some shooting here for the Forces of Khorne. We'll go on to their shooting phase next. Okay, so Tom's going to shoot here, so...
First one is 1d6.
D6 shots. He's going into this squad here, trying to pick up the first strike point.
3s.
2 hits. 2's to win, isn't it?
2s.
Strength 8.
2. -2.
Okay, we'll take 5 ups. And we pass one of them, so 1 Marine slain.
Yes,
D3 damage, okay. The first blood of the day.
and then the next one, d6 shots.
3, it's not going to be enough to destroy the unit. Bit of fire anyway, it's good, not too bad for accuracy. 2's to wound, 1 comes through. 5+ to stay alive. No, alright, 2 Marines slain from that squad. And that marks the end of the shooting phase. That's the end of your turn, isn't it? Everything's advanced. Yeah, just a case of moving across the board. The action may well kick off next turn if Tom elects to bring his Deep Strikers in and bring other units up the board. So, has traded in secure objective number 1. 1 point picked up. Turn is finished. We'll go on to the Imperial Fists. Their turn. Perhaps a dangerous point here in the game for the Forces of Khorne. Imperial Fists ready their guns to try and halt this demonic advance. We're going to turn 1 for the Imperial Forces next. Alright, so movement for the Imperial Fists here. Their movement restricted a fair bit, just anticipating this large deep strike to come in potentially next turn here from the Forces of Khorne. So some adjustments taking place to try and prevent the options here, or to limit the options that the Khorne Demons have. So cards drawn here. Kingslayer, No Prisoners, Big Game Hunter. Yeah, so one of the original cards here was Man the Walls, just to keep infantry units inside terrain. Would have got a point potentially for that, but that was put back in my hand. That was the card that Tom chose, and then we've played Kingslayer here instead. So, Rhinos dropped off passengers, spread out across here of this squad, just trying to form some kind of screen to protect these. The Rhinos then backed around here just to create some kind of bubble to prevent the Deep Strikers coming in, protecting our back lines, moving these 3 models out to protect the back door as well. Then this Rhino backing off as well, just on deep strike prevention duty also, and this Rhino's pushed forward slightly just to make that the closest unit if Tom does decide to deep strike in that direction. Other than that, the other units have remained stationary and preparing to fire. It is Devastator Doctrine active at the moment for the Imperial Fists. So we'll go on to their firepower next. We'll see how much damage we can do. Good, interesting play. Okay, so that card's being used. We're on shooting phase here, just declared with the Centurion Devastators. All of their firepower, not going to go into this Bloodthirst of Insensate Rage. Going to go after those cavalry across the other side. Tom's just played Warp Surge. So that gives him +1 invuln save. So 4+ invuln save now available on that cavalry to try and keep them alive. So I've declared everything from the Centurion Devastators. We'll start with las cannons. 3s to hit here, 6 shots. Okay, 5 hits here. The captain grants reroll 1s. That one's a miss. Strength 9, toughness
2s.
It's going to be 2s to wound. Okay, 2s to wound. Rerolling 1s for the lieutenant. Yeah, they're all wounded here. AP -4, but Tom will take his invuln save here. 5 invuln saves of 4+. It's helped. There's a 4, but 3 have made it through. So the first one is 2. There's no feel no pain or anything.
No.
Okay. The next one is 5.
So 1 dead.
1 slain. And the next one is a 1. I think I must command reroll that. So command reroll. And it's a 4. Okay, model slain. 2 of them brought down. I'd rather that cavalry not run amok amongst my lines here, so we're picking on those here at this stage. Alright, so Hurricane Bolters next. 36 shots coming through. Re-rolling the 1s. Okay, and I'm sorry to say, but 6 is pop extra hits here for the Imperial Fists. So, yeah, another 10 auto hits coming through here. So looking for 3s, I'll take these 2s away. But it's a significant amount of firepower here, so that's hits there. Right, so that's 10 dice being added in, they're auto hits. So that's the hits so far. And then toughness 4, isn't it? So 4s to wound. Okay. So 4s to wound. Having to pick these up at one stage at a time, and then rerolling 1s for the lieutenant nearby it. So reroll those.
Now I realise why people can't stand playing Space Marines.
Oh, it's not so bad. Okay.
Oh, really?
Haven't used the Imperial Fist for a long time.
A lot of shots.
There's a lot of shots coming from these Centurion Devastators. God damn it. Right, so taking these away, it's a significant amount here. It's 5, 10.
In hindsight, Warp Surge was a complete waste of CP.
And it's 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's costly. Yeah, it's costly.
I forgot the full amount of shots of this day.
25. 25 saves to make. Tom's going to run out of dice. He was using the Forge Bane dice, but he'll roll up. It's nasty firepower from the Imperial Fist, but that's the reputation we're trying to gain with them here.
20 here.
Oh, it's not.
1 dead.
Another 1.
2 dead. And then I've got to roll, and 1 takes a wound, and I've got to roll 5 more.
Okay. Not bad. He's lost 2 more.
1 left. Is that? Oh no, yeah, 3. Yep. So down to 1 wound left.
Okay. But that's Centurion Devastators. They're just doing their job here, letting loose of their firepower, trying to eradicate units before they get too close. Okay, so initial firepower from the Imperial Fist, pretty good so far. We'll push on to some other units to shoot with. Alright, so the front line of Marines just here. 4 bolters remaining stationed. They're going to find the bloodletters. Can't target the characters just behind them. So 4 models remaining stationary. It's going to be 8 shots in total with bolters. 3s to hit. Rerolling 1s for Captain Lysander. He's helped a little bit. No auto or extra hits coming through. They're toughness 3 though, aren't they, these things? 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s for the lieutenant. Doesn't help. 4. Make it through. Tom will take an invuln save.
Nope.
No, 4 brought down here. Alright, so model's been removed. We'll go Hunter Killer Missile through against the Warlord, and then 2 Hurricane Bolters are going to go into the Bloodletters. So 2 Hurricane Bolters. Vehicle's moved. They've all hit, and a bonus hit comes through. Rerolling 1s because the Lieutenant's nearby. 4 make it through. So invuln saves. 1's passed. 3 models brought down. And then 4's to hit. The blood first to hit. It is a hit. It's what do I do? I've never had this situation before.
Repeat in.
It is there. No, I can see it. Yes, we'll pull the dice out and get a result here.
It's definitely a 1.
Tom reckons it's a 1. I think it's a 6. It's a 2. I haven't moved the dice. I can see it there with my night vision. It's a 2. It is, look. There you go, a 2. Okay, so no wound coming through. We'll go on to the next unit. We'll go to the infantry squad in the crater on our extreme right-hand flank. We'll fire at the cavalry with their bolters. So 4 bolters. They stood still, so 8 shots. We're not within range of the captain, so those are all misses. And there's a 6 there, so auto hit. Toughness 4?
Yeah.
Just 1. So 4 plus invuln save passes. Okay. Okay, so we'll now go to one of the Storm Talon gunships. So it's this one here. The twin assault cannon is going to go into the cavalry, and then Typhoon missile launcher is going to fire across here against the warlord. So Typhoon missile launcher, double 6, 2 hits. And 1 dice has gone off the table. 2 wounds, strength 8, toughness.
Toughness 7.
7, yeah. Okay, 2 wounds come through. AP minus 3 for Devastator Doctrine.
4 plus invuln, passed both.
Passed both. So that would have been 2d6 damage. Okay. So invuln save coming in very useful. And then it's going to be 12 shots with the twin assault cannon. So we haven't moved, and strafing run. So 2s for hits, rerolling 1s for the lieutenant. Captain. 3s to wound, rerolling 1s for the lieutenant. Yeah, so AP minus 2, Tom will take his invuln save anyway. 9 to make here. It's trouble, I think.
No trouble.
The wounds, no trouble. Okay, here it comes. 4 plus positive, and it is
so 1. Yeah,
just about got him. Okay, yeah, squad's been destroyed. Okay, next, this squad on top at the front, the 5-man squad. Las cannon's going to go across here, and then bolters and plasma gun are going to go into the bloodletters. So bolters, 6 shots, 3 of them remaining stationary. 2 misses, and there's an auto hit. 3s to wound, 3.
2 dead.
2 dead. Okay, 1 remains. And then a plasma to try and finish him off. Not going to supercharge. Missed. Hits. And a wound. Invuln save. And Tom will reroll.
Yeah.
Passed. Well done. And then we'll go for the laser cannon shot. So 3s. It's a 1. Rerolling for the captain. Hits. Doesn't wound. Rerolling for the lieutenant. Does wound. So that bubbles, classic Space Marine bubble helping out. Gets through, and the damage is 4 wounds taken.
So,
Oh, he has okay, feel no pain, here it comes.
Ignore 2.
Well done. 2 wounds taken. Next, this Rhino. We'll fire it now. Hunter Killer Missile. Going to go against this. 4s for a hit, yep. 3s for a wound, yep. 4. Minus 3.
No, invuln.
Passed.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so nothing there. Hurricane bolters are out of range. This squad, they disembarked. Just going to be 4 bolter shots. Put them into the warlord here. No rerolls available. 5s to wound, and nothing from them. Next, this squad at the back. Laser cannon shot. Going to go against the warlord. 3s for a hit. Missed, and no one nearby to help out. Okay, next, this squad here, the squad that was picked on last turn. 1 bolter, all the firepower is going to go into here, so bolters, 2 shots to the bolter from remaining stationary, 6 pops, an extra hit, 5s to wound, rerolling 1s for the lieutenant. I'll just check our range, looks like 6, should be okay. Yeah, Tom's just checked for me, it's in range, so I'll reroll this one. No, nothing coming through. Plasma gun, or supercharge, hits.
Nope.
Does not wound. And then finally the laser cannon does hit, does not wound. I have to leave it at that. So I think the only thing we've got left to fire is the second Storm Talon. Yeah, the twin assault cannons are out of range of any target, so we'll put 2 shots into here with the Typhoon missile launchers. Yeah, we can reroll that one for the captain. It should be set up within 6 Tom, I
Yep.
was just going to double check. Yeah, okay, so the bubble has helped out. Got 1 hit, 3s to wound. No, and I can't reroll. I already used the command reroll, so that is it. No charges, no overwatch. That is the end of the shooting phase here, and indeed the turn for the Imperial Fists. No complaints though. Their firepower has been nasty enough. They've wiped out the cavalry, a significant unit for the forces of Khorne on that flank, and almost destroyed this Bloodletter squad. But perhaps we have destroyed it. We'll see what Tom rolls up here.
Oh, it blinked at me. It blinked at me.
What's the 1?
A wink would have been D6 comeback.
Oh, great. Okay. Right. Target destroyed. We'll trade in cards next, which will be... we destroyed a unit, and that's it. So we're going to trade that one in, and that'll mark the end of the turn. Yeah, its turn's finished. Not going to dump any of these cards. We'll keep those 2 active for now, and that marks the end of the turn for the Imperial Fists. Now, they have given a good display here of firepower, causing casualties against the forces of Khorne, but the game really could change around if Tom elects to bring his deep strikers in at this point. There's 30 Bloodletters to arrive on the table, with a high chance of them making it into close combat, plus Scarbrand to arrive potentially as well. So the battle's far from over here. Imperial Fists perhaps have got themselves ahead as far as damage is concerned, but that could all change drastically as we go on to the second turn now for the forces of Khorne. Alright, so movement here for the forces of Khorne, and I was right to show them no mercy in my shooting phase. The whole load of them are turned up here from the warp, and very likely this unit's going to plunge into my lines here with a charge, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Because it's 3d6 plus 1.
Rerolling.
Rerollable. Oh, they're guaranteed. It's almost guaranteed. Okay. So we'll see. Cards then. Blood and Guts. So destroying units in the fight phase. Supremacy, which I forced Tom to drop the card for him.
Yeah, that was worth the mission.
Mission critical.
Objective. It's priority orders received.
Priority orders received. That's right. The 4-pointer. I forced him to drop that, and then Tom's then put Supremacy into place. A chance to regain some points of that. Just control 3 objectives, which Tom at the moment controls 4. And then mission critical objective. Objective number 1. Which is across here at the back. So casualties coming in for the forces of Khorne. But they have more board control than the Imperial Fists, and so tactically are able to potentially bring in more victory points. And that's what the game is all about here, regardless of casualties, and even if one army's wiped out, it's whoever has the most points will win the battle. Okay, so movement. At the end of the movement phase, these 30 Bloodletters deep strike in from them. Demon Prince, this one has wings, he's gone 12. And a possible charge here. Scarbrand has shredded wings, so he's not flying. He is moving 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then the Fiend has moved up, but not advanced.
8 as well, yeah.
Okay. Then across here, Bloodmaster has moved up onto objective number 5. Skull Cannon at the back here, Bloodletter unit on objective number 1. The Skull Cannon across the other side of that building has remained stationary. And then on 14 wounds remaining, the Warlord here, the Bloodthirster of Insensate Rage, has jumped forwards here. And looks like he's going to get into close combat this turn as well. So, Deep Strikers are in. The game is back on here for the forces of Khorne. We'll go on to shooting phase next. Okay, so shooting phase here. Skull Cannon is going to go D6 shots into the Storm Talon. It's in hover mode, so no -1 to hit it.
And it's going to be 6 shots.
Tom says 6.
Hooray.
It's a 1. Okay, 1
Hits
shot.
on 3s and wounds on 3s. Yeah, -2.
Okay, so 5 plus. Yep, 5. Oh, dear.
6 shots from the other one? Oh,
1.
really?
Oh no.
Really?
Okay. He's had doubts about taking these in the list, and this isn't helping the situation. Oh dear. I don't know what to say.
I think the whole purpose of a Khorne army is to make you really angry.
It does, yeah. The actual
Yeah, it
army
does.
makes you angry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there we
well,
go. So
that's mission accomplished then.
And I don't.
Don't wound. He's going to get really annoyed here. Oh dear. Okay, shooting phase finished. That's not their forte though. It's the close combat phase. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. Alright, so charges and Overwatch taking place is pretty much kind of according to plan here. Imperial Fist frontline has been contacted across the board. So Bloodletters have charged in, decent roll up from them. They've contacted this squad. This squad on top they declared against, and they'll reach when they pile in, but still maintaining a presence here on objective number 6. Tom took 3 casualties in total from Overwatch. Dim Prince, very useful here with wings, a 7-inch charge rolled and able to move up on top and charge into the Marines as well. Then Scarbrand, the wounds are on Scarbrand, aren't they? He took wounds from bolters. Yeah, he charged against this squad, and then also against the Rhino, took 3 wounds in total. But has made it in against the Rhino, and when he piles in, can also go against this squad if it's still alive. Also charged with the Fiend, did go ahead, re-rollable on the second attempt, did make it in against the Rhino. And then, not the ideal targets, but successful charges gaining extra inches up the table, which is very helpful. And then the Warlord here took 1 wound from Overwatch and has charged in against this Marine squad just here. But the shape of the game certainly has changed, and the Imperial Fists set to take some heavy casualties here on this turn. The game has twisted around, I think possibly in the favour of Khorne. We'll see what happens, but these Imperial Fist front rank units of Marines should be cut down very quickly. Tom's main aim is to get to those Centurion Devastators. They are deadly on the board here, as we've seen already, but if Tom can get to them somehow and destroy those, then maybe the forces of Khorne will be able to start dominating the table. So here's the view from just soaking in the, I was going to say the atmosphere here, but the battle cry has gone up here from the Khorne Daemons. They celebrate as they plunge into the Imperial Fist battle line. We're going to combat resolution next. Tom's saying he needs to fight first with that unit of 30, or unit of 27 Bloodletters first, and then the Imperial Fist. I don't know if I'm going to interrupt play. It's very sort of not worth it. We'll see what happens. We'll go on to our first combat. 20, yep.
22, 23, 24, 25.
It's now having to use Tower dice. It's 30 attacks, and this is against
these guys.
It's the unit in the crater just over there. Tom's now made a piling move and completely surrounded them in the Crater of Doom. I'll go around the other side of the board actually, because it looks pretty cool. Alright, so yeah, that's the view. It does look very cool around the rim of the crater. The Bloodletters are there, and the 5-man stranded squad will fight on. 30 attacks against them, they're about to die.
I'll just bring on my
blood
cradle.
It's just blood tray.
Because I'm over 20, I'm hitting on 2s.
Okay.
And because of the Demon Prince, I'm re-rolling 1s.
Oh yes, of course, yep. They don't get death to the False Emperor, do they?
No. They should just get death to everything, really. So that's
well, I'm going to chew through these Marines here.
And then it'll be 3s to wound you.
We're watching the doom of a unit here. Sad situation.
Few wounds. They're minus 3 AP, and I believe those, not that it makes any difference, 6s are all 2 damage.
Okay. I can't touch these. I can't touch those dice. That's Forgebane dice mixed with Tau dice in a blood tray being used by Khorne. Nope. We must. We'll go to here. So how many?
So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21.
21. I'll just roll 12. For the Emperor. Die. Gone. Alright, they're destroyed very quickly, cut down without mercy. Okay. That's why I was merciless with my firepower, because I could sense this would potentially happen. You have to be brutal here. We haven't been brutal enough. Yeah, more attacks upstairs here against the other 5-man squad. Tom trying to break the outer screen here to try and get through to the other units. Here comes the tray. Not as many attacks, less models fighting, but they've all hit, thanks to the imprints.
That wasn't as good though.
Yeah.
No, it really wasn't that good.
We could keep a man alive.
Plans.
Okay.
3, 6, 7.
7. 6s. Nyan. 6 plus feel no pain. for the ability that the medic, because I can't pronounce apothecary very well, and it hasn't helped though. 5-man squad, 6 wounds taken, so they are destroyed.
And the
as
Bloodlands
well.
are now destroying themselves because
falling off the building. Okay, right. Tom rearranged the models. He does have a consolidation move to make, so I'll let him do that before moving on to the next combat. Right, so yeah, consolidation move made. Not all the models going forwards. Tom wanting to hold on to objective number 6 here, but pushing through in this direction. Have made it to the edge of this building. This building's now been cleared entirely of the Imperial Fists, and tapping out this Rhino as well over on this side. If you're wondering where Lysander and the Lieutenant are, they're down there. They're very close now to the forces of Khorne as they're breaking in. We'll go on to the next combat here. Of Khorne. Yeah, so Demon Prince, the charge was declared against this unit. Consolidation or piling move has been made and can now fight against that squad on the edge. So almost reaching the Centurions here. Demon Prince about to fight.
It's the first time I've used a Demon Prince, so...
Yeah, it's a brand new model. Tom's rapidly painted him up for this game. And it's like a mixture of Age of Sigmar bits patched together. It's his own conversion model that he's done, and he's found an old set of metal wings from an old high elf model.
Eagle model.
But it works though. The model looks good, so we're going to watch it fight now against the line of Marines on top of this building. Okay, so number of attacks is +1 because of Scarbrand nearby, 2s to hit, rerolling 1s. I need to try and survive this to protect the Centurions.
And 3s. You're going to, because that was all.
Okay.
3.
3 have made it through. The AP minus isn't 2. Oh, this is...
AP minus 2.
Right, okay, 5 pluses. Now we've blocked 2. And the damage?
3 damage.
3 damage. 666 to keep a lone Marine alive. No, alright, so 1 Marine slain. Okay, another one's come through. That's the extra attack from the Malefic Talons. Because Tom has 1 of them. Yeah, he gets a bonus attack. So I'm just going to try and save that. No. Damage is 2 on those. Yeah, because I take those for my 1,000 Suns. And no, that's Feel No Pain coming through from the Chief Apothecary at the top. So, another one gone. So, 2 casualties. Alright, so quite significant here. After Tom made his attacks, consolidation move made, and has pushed forwards another 3 inches with the Demon Prince on top, and you can see he's got within an inch of the Centurion Devastators. That is very significant because they'll tap them out. They will get to fight here, but their firepower is now going to be stopped next turn. So Tom's now... He's making use of just getting into combat, making that piling move, and then after that consolidating, if possible, to try and push deeper and deeper into the Imperial Fist deployment zones. It's working well so far. The Fiend has now piled in 3 inches along the side of the Rhino, looking to destroy that vehicle and then again push deeper into the Imperial Fist deployment zone. Captain Lysander watches in horror here as his front rank of Space Marines is cut down here in a blood frenzy by the forces of Khorne. It's funny how you take a punishment in the shooting phase and then it just creates this rage once they reach the front lines.
That's 1 for Scarbrand.
Okay, I'm sensing a slaughter here. We'll see.
He's hitting on 2s.
This is the Fiend.
Yeah.
He's fighting against the Rhino.
Now, he is strength 6 +2 for his axe takes him to 8, +1 for charge takes him to 9, so 3s.
Very wound.
3. And that's a 6, so it's -3. That's D6 damage, that one, and the other 2 are flat 2.
Right, okay. So the D6 damage, 6+. No. And the other 2? No.
So 4 plus
D6.
4.
8. Nice. So damage done. Down to 3 wounds left from that Rhino, and then a consolidation move has now tapped out this squad here, the Las Cannon team. Scarbrand fighting next, just needs to chip off 3 wounds from that Rhino to destroy it and secure objective number 3.
So he's currently 6 attacks, +1 for himself, +1 for charge.
It's going to be 2s.
2s.
He may have been 6 of the Demon Prince, yeah, just to get the reroll ones.
Yep.
Okay, reroll those. And it's a full house of hits.
Oh, he rerolls anyway. Sorry, he rerolls anyway.
Right.
He rolls all hit misses.
It's going to be 3s to wound.
So that's 5. -3, I believe.
I'll just roll. See, Tom's going to double check the rules. I might have blocked 2.
It's -4.
Okay. Okay, right. Rhino's destroyed. I'll roll up to see if we detonate here. We do. Oh, do we leave it at that?
Lysander, I would love that.
Yeah, no, I can't. Just reroll. Command reroll. Okay, so command point used up. Rhino's been destroyed. It's like the driver of the Rhino. He saw the flames going against the ammunition container, and then he got the fire extinguisher out and just prevented the explosion. That was the last heroic act that he did. Tom's holding...
Before the Rhino was thrown off of the battlefield.
I was wondering why he was holding the models.
Very angry, yeah.
Here, he's just letting me remove the model from play, and they can be replaced now with his triumphant demon models. Oh dear, not looking very healthy here for the Imperial Fists. Okay, next combat. There's no point me interrupting play here. It's just in front rank Marines. Not going to stand too much chance. So we'll let him fight. See if he can wipe out the squad. Alright, here come the attacks.
Unless I do that.
2s.
Yeah, but...
No rerolls though. Okay. Trying to kill 5 Marines. 2s to wound though, surely. It's okay.
8.
8.
-2.
Oh, right, so there's some kind of chance. Ah, look at that. 5 exactly.
Oh, 5 is that, okay.
Okay.
Use your reroll.
Have I? Thanks. Thanks for reminding me. Great.
It was a pleasure.
Okay, right, gone, destroyed. Losing stuff here very rapidly. This simultaneous contact made across here on turn 2 has been very significant. Perhaps the game changer is the Centurion's been tapped out by that Demon Prince. The debut model here, the conversion that Tom's been working on, and it's managed to force its way through into the heart of the Imperial Fists army. And Captain Lysander has not been able to heroically intervene. He's had to stand by and watch all this take place. He's now surrounded by demons. So Tom just totaling up his points, but I need to fight back here with some units. So this squad down here fighting against the Fiend. We were charged, so we get some extra attacks.
As well.
Oh, right, okay. 1 hit comes through from that. 5s to wound him. 2, 5 and 6. 1. Okay, 1 wound caused on the Fiend. Okay, so now fighting on top. The 3-man combat squad. What's the range of Scarbrand? Do I get the extra attacks?
Yeah,
they'll get it as well. Okay, so 3 models. We were charged, and then Scarbrand helping us out. 9 attacks from the regular Marines. That one didn't roll.
It's very kind of Scarbrand, I think.
Yeah, he's certainly helping out here. Rerolling 1s for Captain Lysander nearby. Doesn't help. 5s to wound. Rerolling 1s. Yeah, now, interesting. There's 4 saves to make here on this Demon Prince. Now, what kind of armour does he have? 3+? He should be okay. Rolling in the tray, and they've all passed. Alright, Centurion Devastators to fight next. Alright, Centurions, tons of attacks. We were charged. Scarbrand's nearby. Tom forgot to make a consolidation move. Let him just tuck in there. But that has granted us the extra attacks. So, 3s to hit the Demon Prince. There's no 1s in there at all. Toughness 6. It's going to be 5s to wound. This dice dropped on the floor there. Ah, yes, safe. Rerolling 1s for the lieutenant. Doesn't help. 3. 3+.
2 failed then.
2 wounds caused. And there's a Rhino across the other side. Nothing from the Rhino. And just looking around. That's pretty much it. Devastating. Turn 2 here from the forces of Khorne. We've seen them in a number of battles so far on the Plus channel, and they've done okay, but here has been their most significant turn here. Very, very successful, and you can see my dead pile of Marines pretty significant. But having said all of that, my main HQs are still alive. The Flyers are still very much alive. Centurion Devastators are tapped out, but they're alive.
Lysander is a boss.
Lysander can slay a demon, but can he slay 4? Not all in one go.
34.
Okay, we'll go end of turn. So Tom can trade in some cards.
So mission critical objective for 1.
Okay.
Here is where the dice betray me. We'll see.
Supremacy, yeah, D3.
Yes.
Got it, 3. Oh, that's very significant. Well done.
Yes. 3.
What's that for? Blood and Guts?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Because I got the Rhino and the 2 tac squads.
Right, fine, okay. That is a big leap ahead in points. And the rules for sudden death are not in place. If Tom's wiped out, which I don't think is going to happen, but if he is, it doesn't matter. The points will still count towards victory. Whoever has the most points will win. Tom has 8. We have 1. Imperial Fists need to catch up. Captain Lysander needs to wield that hammer quickly and try and deal with these monsters as quick as possible. We're going to the second turn for the Imperial Fist, but there is trouble here for the Imperium. Turn 2 for the Fists coming up next. Alright, so turn 2 now for the Imperial Fist. Just cover the cards first of all. So Kingslayer is in play, Big Game Hunter, and then so too is Hold the Line. And that's all after Tom forced me to put 1 card back in the deck, or back into my hand, and then put a fresh card down. So that's the cards that are in play. Possibility of getting some points, but it's awkward here. Kingslayer, I'm limited to the number of wounds I can cause in any phase against this character here. So what we've done, a bit risky with the Imperial Fist, but trying to use firepower again. It is limited, but to try and use firepower to reduce Tom's force down as much as possible. Terminators have arrived. They've arrived here to use their firepower and then potentially to charge into the Skull Cannon. We've swung around with this Rhino, just trying to push into the deeper parts of the board here, aware that it is a Maelstrom of War mission needing to pick up points for objectives. This squad remains stationary on objective number 2. I've kept the 2 flyers stationary, initially thinking I should fly them away, but I need their firepower. So they've kept themselves within 6 inches of Captain Lysander and Lieutenant, who since have moved through in this direction to try and take on these demons across here. And then the Rhinos remained in close combat, hasn't backed out. It may well be able to tie up and keep those Bloodletters busy for a turn at least. We've managed to back out the Centurion Devastators away from the Demon Prince on top, but didn't manage to pull out the combat teams. They've remained in combat against that character on top of the building. Yeah, just to clarify that, Scarbrand's special rule, you have to roll 3d6 and score under your leadership to then gain control of the unit and pull it out of combat. I rolled too high with this combat squad here, and so they've been forced to stay in close combat against the Demon Prince unit. Fascinating rules, really interesting how that Scarbrand creates rage on both sides, and Space Marines opting to stay in close combat despite being given orders to withdraw, fighting away here against Tom's Demon Prince. That is movement done. We'll go on to shooting phase here. Imperial Fist must do well, otherwise this slaughter will continue. Right, so before I forget, I'm going to fire pistols. 3 pistols into the Fiend, who's locked in close combat. 3 hits and a bonus hit for being Imperial Fists. 5 to wound. 2 wounds come through. Lieutenant's nearby. It could be another one. No, just a 2. And the wound taken drops to 6. And then on top against the Demon Prince. Same again. 3 shots with pistols. Re-rolling ones. Yeah, Lysander's just below, so I'll re-roll that one. Still misses. That pops an extra hit. 5s to wound. 2 wounds come through. 3+.
Yep.
Passed both. Lieutenant's going to rapid fire his bolt. It's just under a regular bolter. It's going to go into the Warlord hit. 2 hits. 5s to wound. He is a lieutenant. He gets to re-roll. His dice run across here. So that's a failure. That's failed to wound.
So 6+ to ignore? No.
No. Alright, so wound taken. Next, we'll go to this combat squad here. It's going to offload all that it has into the Demon Prince here. So you've lost 1, so it could cause 7 more at the most. Las Cannon. Oh, hits. Wounds, it teeters on a 1. Here comes the roll here. 4. Okay. What does that mean? Invuln save. It's passed. Oh, I just passed. Okay, well done. Plasma. Protocol says don't supercharge, but they're in a situation here where
he's angry as well. He's ignoring orders as well.
Supercharge. Oh, yes. It's rapid fire, actually. Fire again. Another one. Yeah, 2 hits. And 1 wound, yeah. French strength 7. No, 2 damage.
6s.
Oh, well done, soldier. Bolters next. They've all hit except 1, but then it's an auto hit coming through with the 6. 5s to wound. Yeah, 3 more. Tactical Doctrine, AP -1. Another one's got through. Down to 9 wounds left. Okay. It's got to be done. Right, here we go. Storm 10. They kept them in hover mode to give them the best firepower possible. So, because I didn't want to move them. So it's a unit that can fly, so I don't get the strafing run against them. So it's going to be 3s here. So, crack shots with the Typhoon missile launchers. 2 hits. This is significant here. 3s to wound. No, I've got to save it. 1 comes through.
It's through.
D6. Keep that.
He is down to 6.
Feel no pain?
Oh, yeah, good point. How many was that? 3?
3, yeah. Block 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So back up to 8, and now he's re-rolling all hits and wounds.
Oh, he gets better as he...
Oblivious to pain.
Right, okay. Yeah. Oh boy, I've just made him more angry. Okay. Twin assault cannon. So it's going to be 12 shots.
It just makes me think of like Hulk when he's getting shot with everything, and it just makes me more and more angry.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Not bad at all. 5s to wound though, strength 6. No help from... Yes, there is help from the lieutenant. It doesn't help though. 3. -1.
Oh good, all passed.
Passed, okay. Right, we will hit the rinse and repeat button and go again. Yeah, it's got to be done. Here it comes, crack shots. 1 hit comes through. No wound. I'm running low on command points. I've got 4 left. No, we'll leave it. Oh, boy. Yes, no, we'll definitely leave it. We're definitely going to leave it. That's okay. We've got a plan, sort of. 3s to hit. 5s to wound. It looks really good, but actually only 3 have made it through. Ooh.
3 do make it through, and
6+.
Yep. So that's the maximum you can take off anyway, down to 5.
Drop to 5. Okay. No, happy enough. All right. So that's the damage there. The Warlord's in serious trouble, but that's about all we can do to him now in the shooting phase. So pressing on with firepower here. So Storm Bolters going to go into the Skull Cannon. They've all hit. 5s to wound. No wounds at all. And then now the Terminators, because we've maxed out here against the Bloodthirster, will fire across here at the Skull Cannon. So, Assault Cannon. Counts as moving. Deep Striking counts as moving, so we don't get that 3. 5s to wound. No wounds at all. And then we'll play Storm Bolters next. Pop an extra hit, but not too amazing. There's a few misses. We'll add in the extra hit. 5s to wound, and AP -1 for Tactical Doctrine.
Well passed.
Well done. Right, okay, great. Shooting phase is now complete. Charges, yes. Captain Lysander is lined up for the charge, and his trusted lieutenant as well. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. Okay, so charges have taken place. It's gone well for the Imperial Fists. The Terminators charged in. 2 wounds were taken from Overwatch, but our armour held with shots coming through from the Skull Cannon. Then across here, Captain Lysander declared a charge against all 3 demons here, but ended up rolling a 9, and we've swung around against the Warlord. That's worth the most points. Trying to keep the objective or the mission in mind here. So we do have a showdown. It's Warlord versus Warlord here. And in this fight, the Marines, seeing the courage of their captain, have then charged in as well. So this 5-man squad has charged in. And then across here, it's a difficult situation for Lieutenant. Lysander's gone off and done his own thing here. Lieutenant left by himself, so he declared against all 3 and rolled a 9 as well. So we know Tom can't interrupt play. I've declared or charged in to both of these demons at the same time. This unknown lieutenant here, a loyal servant of the Emperor, has charged into 2 demons at once. Even Lysander only charged 1, but he's charged 2.
He'll die an unknown Marine as well.
Thank you, Tom. Okay, we'll go on to... Oh dear. We'll go on to combat resolution next. Alright, yeah, it has to be Lysander fighting first, I think. So we're going to fight with him. 4 attacks base, +1 for charging, and then +1 for Scarbrand. So 6 attacks here. Chance to slay the Warlord. Come on. It's all hits here. It's 2s to hit. There's no minus on his hammer. 3s to wound. Oh, they've all wounded.
6.
Imperial Fists. Oh no!
Definitely have not all pass-throughs.
So it's only going to be 18 wounds.
Only 18. I'm going to try and save it.
18 wounds. 1 out of 3 down. Just need the lieutenant to hold up the other 2. The other 2. Oh no! Sorry if you have no reaction. That was just that's okay.
Oh come on! That was a valiant attempt.
Unbelievable! How many 6s do you want to roll?
4, 6, 8, 9.
9. Oh.
9 6s. I rolled.
Does he die in a drastic way?
No.
Right, he can be neatly removed. But the hammer sinks into the demon 6 times and 6 times. Dead. Okay. So, the consolidation, yes, we'll swing around the corner. Like this. Lysander pushes forwards. Alright, Lieutenant next. Watching Lysander bring down 1 demon. See if the Lieutenant can do it. We're going to put all the attacks into the Fiend to try and get rid of him. He's got 6 wounds remaining. 5 attacks in total. 3 charged and then Scarbrand. 3s for hits. Measure that range. I think it's okay. That's because Lysander destroyed him and came around the corner, just about getting within range 6.
Oh, good.
Oh, dear. Forgot to put his power fist on. He's not done anything. Come on. Oh, no. Oh, please. Nothing from the lieutenant.
And Uraka just licks his lips and smiles.
Oh, dear. What a contrast here. The master and the apprentice. Oh, dear. All right, so this squad, nothing for them to do. It's now fighting across here. The sergeant with the power sword. Incredible stuff. 5s to win, though. 3 come through. AP -3. Tom does have an invuln save, which he'll use it.
And I fail all of them.
Okay, so 3 wounds taken. And then power fists here, looking for 4s. And it's not very good. It's terrible. 4 make it through there. This is power fists. AP -3.
And I pass it.
3 5s and a 6.
What is going on?
Crazy. Okay. They can't shoot very well, but they have durability, that's for sure.
-3 AP swords as well.
Do they?
Yeah. The dude's on the front.
Right, fine. Alright, so I'll pick a combat, be the 3 Marines on top. So 6 attacks with the help of Scarbrand. No kind of rerolls available here, so 5s to wound. 1 wound comes through. And it's passed. Oh, sorry, Tom's rerolling.
Typical.
That's a 2, okay. A sportsmanship wound there, coming through. Drops to 6, still very much alive with the Dim Prince. Tom can now pick a combat, so you can go for, well, Scarbrand or the bloodletters, probably, or him. But
yeah, I'll go with Oraka the Fiend onto these 3.
Yes, and then you're saving the lieutenant for dessert.
Yeah, dessert.
Okay, here it comes.
So Space Marines.
Okay.
Wound on 2s. 5.
5 come through.
These are at
It's -4, isn't it? -3. Okay.
Yeah. 2 damage each.
Right. This is my regular Marines.
Yeah.
They're gone. Great. Okay. Tom's now, because he's slain 3 models there, he gets +1 move and +1 strength.
Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. Okay. So my Rhino fights next against the Bloodletters. I think it's 6s though, isn't it?
6s,
yeah, 6s. Okay. So nothing from the Rhinos. The driver desperately tries to run over 27 Bloodletters. Might take him a while.
Okay. Scarbrand.
Scarbrand next, yeah.
Probably. It'd be rude not to.
Going to try and take out my brave but unskilled lieutenant.
He's going to try his hardest. Okay, so Scarbrand is 6, 7, 8 attacks.
8 attacks.
6, 8. 6 basic, +1 for charge, because you charge him, +1 for being very angry.
Scarbrand, yeah, okay.
All that.
Oh dear.
A lot of wounds.
Loads of wounds coming through.
7 wounds. Do you have an infant?
No.
That is...
It's a -4.
-4.
Yep. She's just going to roll the damage. I can't even stop it.
So, 8. A lot.
A
lot of damage.
He's just killed 3 or 4 lieutenants in a row. Okay. We will not mourn his loss. Oh, that's a horrible thing to say. No, that's terrible. No, we'll miss him.
He will forever remain unnamed.
Yes. The unnamed lieutenant.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Here lies...
Lieutenant.
Someone.
Yes. Yeah, heroes, we've said this before multiple times throughout the battle reports on the channel. Heroes are born quickly, but they die quickly as well in Warhammer 40,000. And this lieutenant never really got going in this game. He arrived to battle without a power fist and was punished here by the demons, much in contrast to Captain Lysander.
5 attacks, 6 attacks.
So it's gone okay for the Imperial Fist, not too bad. There's been some bounce back from them. They've slain the Warlord here and looking healthy in this direction. Tom just rolling up to try and take out the Marines. This is actually quite an important role here because I'm trying to keep that DM Prince away from my Centurion Devastators.
4.
4.
-2.
5+. Oh, please. 2 at a time. Right, there's Feel No Pain available here. So I need a double 6. No. I need a double 6 again. Close. I need a double 6. No, that's it, they're gone. Next squad, or that squad's destroyed and gone. And you can make a consolidation move. I wonder which way he has to go, straight towards the nearest enemy models. And he's going to tap them out again. No. Yeah, brilliant point. That's okay. He's going to leave him where he is now. The reason for that is the Bloodletters. They will get a pile-in move when Tom elects to fight. He's going to tap them. Yeah, he's going to move them there, staying an inch away or over an inch away to make room for the Bloodletters. They'll get a 3-inch pile-in. That'll push them up on top of the building, the ones that you can see just here. And then after the combat's taken place, a consolidation move, which will then put them into contact with the Centurions. I have failed to keep those away from the Khorne Daemons here, but we've lost the entire screen's virtually gone in this area here, so now the Centurion Devastators not looking so strong on the board. Well, in fact, they're in trouble. They're going to be wiped out potentially here by the forces of Khorne. It can go in the exact opposite direction. If we keep the screen and keep the enemy away, then their firepower can be utterly deadly. Tom knew that and has successfully managed to break in to the Centurion Devastator position. So, Skull Cannon. This is against the Terminators.
3s. And 3s. Oh, so that's 2 damage. Not that makes any difference.
Okay, what's your minus?
-3.
Right, okay, well, 5+ on the 2 damage.
Yep, good.
Yes, on a 5, and then 2 5+ is normal. No, model slain. Well, they're not too bad in close combat then. They can stand up for themselves.
Yeah, -3 is good.
Alright, so next combat will be the Bloodletters. Tom just making a piling move of them, and they are pushing up now on top of the building. The ideal world will be to take out the Rhino and push deeper into the Imperial Fist position, but there's not much left of it here. It's just the Centurion Devastators on top, and the medic with them as well.
This is only turn 2, it's pretty brutal.
It is brutal, no? It's enjoyable though. The intensity of this fight has been epic. Okay, we'll let Tom resolve his attacks with the Bloodletters. This is against the Rhino?
Yeah. No, it's 2s, because I'm still over 20. So
yeah, 27. Yeah, great, okay. 5 to wound.
So that is a 2 damage, and 3 normal.
The one's at 2 damage. Failed, that's 4 damage. And then how many more?
3.
Failed all those. 7. Down to 4 wounds left. Alright, consolidation moves. Gone into the Centurion Devastators. What's interesting here is we're going to get to fight with a hefty enough amount of attacks. 3s for hits. There's no Lieutenant or no Captain Lysander to help, but they've all hit except 1. 3s to wound. And this is significant. There is 13 wounds have come through. Tom will take invuln saves. It's a good roll.
3, 4,
it's a very good roll.
6 die.
6 dead, alright. So it's come at a cost, but once again, the Centurion Devastators, their firepower's been neutralised. Alright, so Tom's removed models from the back here. He's going to leave objective number 6. More interested in keeping Bloodletter models up in this direction. So, turn's finished. What's worrying now for the Imperial Fists is my flyers are in hover mode. They are vulnerable here at this point, and the Centurion Devastators now tapped out and find themselves in close combat. And Lysander increasingly looking more and more isolated and alone here on the table. Cards to trade. I'm going to dump Hold the Line. Big Game Hunter, yes, destroyed the Warlord, and Kingslayer, we destroyed the Warlord. And the number of points, need to roll well here to try and catch up. We don't catch up, we've just scored the 1. So 2 points picked up. Imperial Fists are behind on points, and the game's tipped, I think, in the favour of the forces of Khorne. But casualties have been quite heavy on both sides. The game's not over yet, but it's looking like the forces of chaos here are starting to edge ahead. We'll go on to turn 3. Approaching the middle stage of the game, so much has taken place already. But we'll push on turn 3 for the Khorne Daemons next. Alright, so movement for Khorne Daemons on turn 3. Cards then, secure objective number 2. That's that objective just across there. Behind enemy lines, that makes sense. And then the Great Game. So Tom rolls a dice. If the dice number matches the number of objectives that Tom controls, he gains that many command points, victory points. So that would mean you're sitting on 2.
Yeah. Hopefully 3 by the end of this turn.
Right, okay. So you'll aim to roll a 3. Maintaining close combat here. The Bloodletters are in against... Heading off in that direction, yeah. Maintaining combat across here. Then Scarbrand's pushed through to take on potentially both flyers at once to bring them down. Demon Prince has jumped down with his wings on the hunt for Captain Lysander. The Fiend on the hunt for the Captain as well. And then holding position here with these units. Camping out really on 2 objectives, and then across the other side continuing the combat against the Terminators with the Skull Cannon. That's movement done. A little bit of shooting here on turn 3 for the Daemons.
Just to be cool.
Okay, so the Fiend can throw his axe. He's going to throw it at Lysander. To get the axe back to use in close combat, he has to retrieve it from the target. So he's going to throw the axe at Lysander, charge in, and then try and grab the axe back again to wield in close combat.
So he gets assault. D3. So 3.
Oh
no. And this is strength user, so I gained 1 strength.
Because of the wounds, yes.
Yeah. And yeah, so I'm on strength 7, so it'll be 3s to hit. No.
Okay.
Just make sure, yeah, I'm out.
Arrange the Demon Prince, yep.
And then, pretty sure strength 7, 3s to wound. 2 wounds.
Indomitable.
Minus.
We're indomitable.
Oh, so 1 wound.
One
Minus
wound.
3.
And see if the shield holds. What's the damage?
D6.
Come on, reroll. You better not fail this, Captain Lysander. He's held. Okay, but used a precious command point.
Retrieve the axe
from my shield.
It's
impaled on the shield. Oh dear.
Okay.
All right. So the axe is thrown. It hits the shield. The shield flies off his arm and impales itself onto this gas vent here, and embeds into a poster which I added on, which says "Only in death does duty end" on the side of the building. Oh dear. Right. Okay.
Scarbrand's shooting attack that I forgot about before.
Right.
So his bellow of endless fury. 8 inches. He's just going to do it into the plane here.
Yep.
So that is 4.
Tom called that a plane. He's forgetting the names of Space Marine units now because he's been playing with Khorne too long. Okay.
And it is -1.
4 ups.
1 damage. Each.
Okay. 2 wounds. All right. Skull Cannon's going to go into this flyer as well. Range 48. D6. 5. That's brilliant.
Hover mode. So 3s.
Yes. Very good. 3s to wound. This is good.
No, it's not. 3 1s.
Oh no.
It almost looked like it was going to be good for a minute.
-2.
Yeah.
Not saved. D3 damage.
D3, yeah. 3.
Maxed out. 3. Well done. Drops to 5. That puts me into a bracket. Good play. Okay. Shooting done. Charges, which has actually been pretty good this turn. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. Another very, very important turn. The game hangs in the balance at this stage. Alright, so charges taking place. It's all gone according to plan here. Dim Prince charging in, no damage. We supercharged the Planismer and died. Then the Fiend's gone into this unit and Lysander, so another Demon versus Captain encounter lined up here. And Scarbrand hasn't charged both of the flyers, just the one that's damaged with 5 wounds remaining. So we'll go on to combat resolution next. Do you know what? I think every single one of my units, apart from that flyer, is now in close combat. Oh dear. Alright, we'll go on to combat resolution here. Charges first. Hope remains alive whilst Captain Lysander draws breath.
Okay, so 2s. Okay.
Okay.
And 2s because I charged.
Yes.
So I am now strength.
Oh, whatever it is, it's 4s. Indomitable.
Alright, okay, yeah, of course.
And that's very, has really helped.
Critical.
Oh, we stopped 4 wounds from coming through with that Warlord trait.
The 6 is roll the 6 separate, so just roll them both separate.
Right, okay. So the 6. Oh, it holds.
2.
Doesn't hold.
2
What damage is it? 2? Yeah, we'll leave it. We'll take the damage with that. Yeah, no, it's difficult here. I can't interrupt. I've got to protect my command points here for other cards. Oh, but no, these bloodletters are going to fight. Oh dear, significant stuff taking place. This is definitely with the upper hand here with the forces of Khorne, but Space Marines clinging on, desperately fighting on, trying to stay alive for as long as they can. Captain Lysander's got to slay this demon. Hurry up and get into the others before the rest of his army is destroyed here.
Still, because I've got 21.
Yep, just about 2s to hit. This is the bloodletters fighting here.
A lot of 1s and no demon prints in sight.
Okay.
And 5s and 6s.
Ooh, no 6s, only 3. 6s? No. Alright, so the Rhino's still alive with 1 wound remaining. Interesting. And then the rest of the models that are able to make it in fighting against the Centurion Devastators.
Other ones.
Right, okay, Tom's splitting up attacks. Going into the Apothecary here. A couple of missed.
3s. So 5 at -3.
So, strength at them.
Strength is, they get their swords like.
Gives them +1.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Let me just double check.
So what's the total number?
5.
5, okay.
Look, it's base strength 4. And
sword gives them +1.
ooh, so So normally they'd be doing it on 3s if they charge.
Right, okay. I don't think it's going to affect the result because there's no 3s being rolled there. It's a total of 5, because Tom didn't charge. He doesn't get the extra strength here.
I've got Benbon's 3. Oh dear.
Ooh. And 6 plus feel no pain. Fouled. Okay, 2 wounds taken. Right, it's 2 wounds taken. Now Tom's making his attacks into the Centurion Devastators.
What's their toughness? Maybe
one comes through. We'll roll up a save here. No, that's 2 damage.
Yep.
6 plus feel no pain. No, 2 5s being rolled there, so 2 wounds taken. This is Scarbrand fighting now against the Flyer.
Right.
He's got all of his hits. Oh dear. Take the model off. It's AP -4.
Yeah, AP -.
I'll see if I detonate here. No. Flyer destroyed. Alright, so consolidation move made into the Flyer. Demon Prince fighting next.
Just a 6, so I can get the extra one.
Yeah.
6.
3's to win.
3.
All 3 will survive. And 2 6s will just mean 1 Marine is slain. So we'll remove this model from play and keep the others alive. That was the extra attack for the Talon.
Yeah.
Alright, another save to make. No, another Marine gone, so we'll remove this one from play. And that's it, so we can fight back now with our models. I know, across there.
I'll pick one that hasn't charged now, which is...
Just across there, yep, fine. Yeah, so Tom did the blood letters. I'm going to pick here, so I get to go first here. So the Sergeant, 2 hits and no wounds. What's toughness on that?
7.
It is tough as 7. Okay, it's tough enough. Terminators then with their 6 attacks now. 4s. That's terrible.
Nothing.
And nothing. Awful.
So I'll do my attacks back just quickly. All hit. 3 2. So that's a 2 damage. So 1 dead.
Yes.
And then 2 normal infants. Wow, Terminators.
Okay. I just interesting. You shouldn't bother shooting these, you just drive them around and charge into people with
Yeah,
them.
because they do more wounds when they impact you as well, I think.
Right. Well, there's a place for these in the army, perhaps. Interesting, they're standing up for themselves and fighting back here. A gun platform that's fighting back and holding its own. In fact, winning against Terminators. All right, Captain Lysander then, for the Imperial Fists, take on the second demon. Rerolling ones. They've all hit. 3's to wound. No lieutenant to help. 3 have made it through. Is it enough to destroy this thing?
Yeah.
It is. 9 damage.
9 damage, yeah, he's gone.
Gone. Second demon slain by Captain Lysander. Yeah, so consolidation move made, but the captain has cleared away another one of these threats. Marines then will go 3 into here, and you charged me, so 4 attacks. Needing 3s. Needing 5s. 1 makes it through. And a 1 roll, win taken, down to 5 on him. The Flyer next against Scarbrand in 6s, nope. And then the Rhino, 1 attack across the other side, missed. Okay, so that's that done. Next will be the Medic and the Centurion Devastators fighting next. Alright, Centurion Devastators fighting. And not too bad at all. Strength 5, 3's to wound. They missed the lieutenant here. 6.
3 saved.
666, well done, but 3 more slain. The Apothecary next. It looks like he's got a chainsword as well. So it's going to be 6 attacks in total from him, needing 3s. And then he's going to need 3s to wound. Yeah, 3 make it through. 2 more bloodletters slain. Okay, so Tom still has plenty left, but losing a fair few there, and obviously not enough to clear a path through the close combat. Still locked in close combat there on top of the building, but they're clinging on, surviving here at this point. So combat's resolved across the board, both sides taking heavy casualties. Cards to trade in.
Secure 2.
Another point picked up.
Behind enemy lines. I've got 3 units behind enemy lines.
You have, yes.
So D3.
If he maxes out on this, the game could run away. That's 2. That's really good. This is very, very good results coming through. Imperial Fists sluggish here with their points. Yes.
So how many am I on?
You have this one now.
3.
He rolls a 3. He's going to get the points. Okay. Right, turn. Yeah, I'm just checking. No. 1. You don't know this. This one's empty. Yes, okay. So don't get the points for that. Tom, it's the morale phase. So our morale's okay. Tom's will be fine. So you can choose to discard a card that's in play.
Everyone within 8 inches of him is fearless.
Everybody?
Yeah, everyone.
Okay. So the great game remains in play. Tom can roll up for that each turn. Yeah, okay, so turn is finished. We'll go on to the third turn for the Imperial Fists. They're not down and out yet, but they've got catching up to do, and they need to try and tip the scales of this game if they can. But as I said earlier, hope remains alive for them here, whilst Captain Lysander draws breath. We'll go on to turn 3 now for the Imperial Fists. Alright, so cards. After Tom forced me to put one back in my hand, the cards are Defend Objective number 1. That's the card that I had to put into play. That's the objective all the way across here that Tom holds. Blood and Guts, though, so destroying units in close combat, and then Disciplined Firepower. So I'd have to pick a number and then try and achieve that many units destroyed in the shooting phase, and I can get that many points. So I've declared 1 for that, to try and destroy 1 unit at least. Maintaining close combat across here with the Terminators. The Flyers pulled out of close combat and has moved across here. We'll be able to fire. This Rhino's gone on to objective number 4. These Marines are pulled out of close combat here from the Demon Prince. Captain Lysander moves on to the next Demon here. What heroics it would be if he can bring down Scarbrand as the 3rd Demon slain here in this game. I've elected to keep... There's nowhere to go. We're stuck at the edge of the building here. We'll hold our own. We'll try to with the Centurion Devastators. The Apothecary has restored 2 wounds, back up to 4 wounds, and the Rhinos remained in close combat. We'll go on to shooting phase next. Alright, so shooting phase resolved. The only thing picked off the medic here, shot 1 bloodletter with a pistol, and that's it. Wounds came through here. 2 Typhoon missile launcher wounds came through, but Tom rolled 2 4+ invuln saves there. And the damage, I had to roll it up to see what it was. Would have been a 5. Would have been enough to destroy this model, but the invuln saves have held. Charges and Overwatch next.
Yeah,
okay, right. Tom reckons Scarbrand's going to be brought down here. We'll see what happens. Lysander has made it into close combat. And a rules correction here. Tom thought he had a 4+ invuln saves, 5+. One of the wounds did get through. So now dropped down to 2 wounds here on the Demon Prince. Okay, so prepare to defend yourself, Demon. 4 attacks on the charge, and then the bonus from Scarbrand as well. 2s to hit, so hit. 3s to wound. Yeah. Oh wow, 5 in total, 15 damage potentially.
Nope, save 2.
Block 2, you're
so 9. I'm still alive, and the more you wound him, the stronger he gets.
4 wounds left.
Yeah. So I think that might be his bracket when he's getting 8 attacks base then.
Right. Okay. So that's that charger resolved, and there's no other charges. So, this is significant. Now I'm going to pick a combat. I reckon it must be the Centurion Devastators on top to fight next. So, including Scarbrand's bonus attacks, Centurion Devastators, rerolling 1s because Captain Lysander is back in the area. All of them hitting except 1. We've stayed in Tactical Doctrine, by the way, so 3s to wound at strength 5. And again, it's significant from the Centurion Devastators. 8 wounds caused here.
3 more saved.
Okay, 5 slain. Helpful enough. Tom may now pick a combat next. Yeah, right, Tom's going to fight now against the Centurions with the Bloodletters and the Apothecary as well. This is into...
The Apothecary.
Oh dear.
I'm now...
At 3s to hit, yes, because of the reduced number.
Well, that was terrible.
2? Strength 5? No.
Nope.
No, we checked that. No, it's not. Okay.
And then the other guy's into the...
Centurion Devastators. Yeah. They've held in close combat. It's been infuriating not being able to shoot, but they've proved tough and plenty of attacks from them. 1.
Yeah.
Not saved. Damage of 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so another wound
You get
taken.
no pain.
Yes, feel no pain. Thank you for the... No, okay. So almost slain now. One of the Centurion Devastators. Attacks against the Rhino. That Bloodletter squad's been cut down. There's not too many of them left. And if Scarbrand goes, Imperial Fists. This is weird. Imperial Fists could clear the area across here. It's a bit of a swing around here. 0.
Yeah.
So if you've remained with us, some perhaps tuned out at the early part of the game with the Imperial Fists looking like they're going to clear the table. Then others may have tuned out when the Imperial Fists looked like they're going to be slaughtered. And now, if you're still with us, Imperial Fists could swing the game around, but it could be too little too late. Tom's miles ahead on victory points. Next, we'll fight with the Terminators. So Sergeant with the Power Sword, 1 hit and a wound, -3. Tom will take an invuln save, passed. 2 attacks. 2 hits with the fists this time. Double 6-2 wounds.
1 save.
1 save. D3 damage. Just the 1. Okay, Tom's still very much alive. 3 wounds remain. We'll resolve the rest of these combats here. Perhaps Scarbrand will see what happens here. Tom reckons he gets...
So he gets 8 attacks base now, so the more you wound him, the more attacks he gets.
Okay.
So 2, 4, 6,
Oh, no, no, no.
Plus 1 for being charged, plus 1 for being Scarbrand, so 10 attacks.
Lysander must live. He's already got 2
He's
wounds.
hitting on 4s, but he can re-roll all hits.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Half of hit. Okay, 3 haven't. Wounds of 1, 2 and 3 will fail here for my Warlord trait, Indomitable. Lysander's solid. He is solid.
With that trait, he's very solid. So only 2.
So solid, in fact, that only 2 instead of 7.
Yeah.
3 plus invuln saves. Oh no, no. Check the range. The medic. That's there's 6 plus. Feel no pain. Maybe. Tom's gonna roll the damage.
7.
7. Ah, there's not a hope. Emperor. Yeah, there we go. Ah, no, Lysander's slain. Okay, we'll remove the model from play. only Endeavor's duty and a saving the command points. Oh, it was so worth it. We'll fight again, see if we can bring Scarbrand down with us. 4 attacks, we charged, and Scarbrand himself. 2's to hit. Rerolling 1s. All hit. 3's to wound. Come on, Lysander. Oh, he's gravely wounded. He's failed. Here's 2.
No.
Failed both. 6 damage.
He's gone.
Scarbrand's gone.
Epic.
Epic stuff. A 3 demon haul here for
Never a dull
Lysander.
moment. Never a dull moment.
No. Never a dull moment with the Sons of Dawn. Incredible stuff. Yeah, we'll resolve the rest of the combats across the board, but epic moments here in this game from Lysander fighting against these demons. Alright, so turns finished. Morale, Tom rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1, yep, and I've got the banner, so I get to get D6 models back,
Tom,
and I rolled a 6.
Rolled a 6. 6 models returned to play. Deadly stuff. So that's really helped because Tom can put those attacks into the units on top of the building. And morale's fine across the board. I'm going to dump defend objective number 1. And then I'm going to trade in blood and guts here. We destroyed Scarbrand, so we pick up 1 point for that. And then discipline. Yes, roll for that, do you?
But you control that now?
Yes.
It's only 2. I need a 2. I get a 1.
Okay. And then discipline firepower. I didn't destroy anything in the shooting phase. We'll keep that though. That's a chance of achieving that. So turn's finished. Turn 4 next for Khorne. Right, so turn 4 here for the forces of Khorne, swinging around, getting ready to charge him. The Demon Prince. Case of trying to cut down enemy units as quickly as possible. Here, it's maintaining close combat across here, and then the rest of the units remaining stationary. And Tom happy to continue fighting on this close combat on that flank. So cards in play: no prisoners, Kingslayer. Tom will get that, and then the Great Game that can be rolled up again this turn. So we're going to shooting. There's some coming up next. Right, so shooting phase, 2 wounds here from the Skull Cannon. Charges have since taken place. No Overwatch. Dim Prince has gone in. We'll get these combats resolved now as Tom finishes off his turn 4. Alright, so charges, combat's all resolved here. So this squad wiped out. Across here, 2 bloodletters gone. Tom managed to put 2 wounds on the apothecary, and then across here, picked off a wound. Finally, one Centurion Devastator brought down. A 6 rolled for a wound coming through against the Rhino, but we rolled a 6 in return and managed to keep that vehicle alive. And across here, finally, the Terminators broke through against the Skull Cannon. That has been destroyed. Cards to trade in. Kingslayer. Just the one. Alright, so 1 point picked up for that. You can dump a card in your morale phase. The great game. Now, Tom can roll for that first of all, yeah.
Holding 3 again.
Ah, close. Okay, difficult to achieve that one. Okay, you can dump it or keep it. We'll let Tom decide. Yeah. Turn's finished. We'll go on to turn 4 next for the Imperial Fists. Alright, so turn 4 for the Imperial Fists. Cards then, after Tom forced me to put one back in my hand. Discipline, firepower, destroy a unit in the shooting phase. Overwhelm with firepower, destroy units in the shooting phase. And secure 5. That's that objective just there. Movement has taken place. I've gone into hover mode with a flyer. The intent is to try and bring down the Demon Prince of his last 2 wounds. Rhino's moved out in this direction. Terminators have started moving around this flank. Then the Rhinos pulled out of combat and moved 6 inches across the crater. We've then pulled the medic out of close combat, then restored one of the Centurion Devastators to play with 1 wound remaining. We're going to shooting phase next. Alright, shooting phase resolved. Picked off a few casualties here with Stormbolter and the Assault Cannon. The Demon Prince is gone. The Storm Talon gunship brought him down. And here we caused 2 wounds with the Rhino in rapid fire range with the 2 Hurricane Bolters. So, shooting is Stormbolters, Hurricane Bolters. They'd be pretty good if they had those. Alright, so charges, none. So we'll go on to combats, the ongoing combat on top of the building. Alright, so combat's resolved. Good number of bloodletters brought down, 5 of them slain. They did cause 2 wounds in returns, took off one of the Centurion Devastators. So both those units fighting each other to a standstill. Turn's finished here. So discipline, firepower, yes, the Imprints was destroyed, and overwhelmed with firepower, yes, another point picked up for that as well. So turn's finished. Imperial Fists still hanging on here and trying as much as they can to pick up points. We're going to turn 5. This could be the last turn of the game here. Turn 5 coming up next. Alright, so turn 5 here for the Khorne Daemons. Cards in play, the great game remains. Secure 3 and area denial. So breaking out of close combat here now. Tom rushing just to secure as many points as possible. Pushing through here. Here with this character to take on the Rhino. And then holding position just here with the rest of the bloodletters and also the Skull Cannon. Movement's done. Shooting phase next. Alright, so shooting phase done. The Skull Cannon firing through, but failing to cause any wounds. Charges and Overwatch next. Alright, turns finished. Charges taking place here. No damage on Overwatch. 2 wounds caused in close combat. There's no combats across here anymore. Tom's trading in points for securing objective number 3, area denial, and then the great game is you're holding 2. And you just rolled
2.
Well done. This pays off, and that card can be traded in, and 2 more points added to the tally. You can see that Tom's picked up a nice lot of points. Imperial Fist, all miserable ones over at our side. So Tom was winning the race here. That's the aim of the game, is to score more points than the opponent. And the forces of Chaos have done that here. We'll go on to turn 5 now for the Imperial Fist. They need a miracle to try and catch up quickly before the game ends. Alright, so turn 5, the Imperial Fists. Cards in place. Secure objective number 5, Assassinate and Supremacy. Here, we've descended down with the Centurions, restoring one of the wounds with the medic at the back. The Rhinos moved around, made an advanced move, heading off towards objective number 6. Couldn't push through in this direction with the Rhinos. We've headed off, breaking out of combat in this direction. Gone into hover mode with the Storm Talon, try and take out this character. And Terminators pushing around. It does look like the Imperial Fists are going to take control of the table here, but it's going to come too late, I think, in the game to catch up with Tom's impressive tally of points. Shooting phase for the Fists next. Alright, so shooting phase. Significant here for the Imperial Fists. They've wiped out the bloodletters here. This character's been destroyed as well.
The
army's gone. What's happened to your morale bust?
No, you killed them all.
Oh, it wiped him out. Oh, what's left?
Nothing.
Nothing. Oh, it's been tabled. I thought you had some models left here. Okay. All right, so that's it. Tabled here, wiped out. No further shooting or combat to take place. The game could drag on. We'll trade in our points here. Secure objective number 5, no. Assassinate, yes, we destroyed a character, so we're going to get a point for that. And supremacy, we're not on objectives here, so not enough yet to get that one. We'll keep both of those cards in play for sure. Assassinate to come in, so a point picked up for that. Alright, so we'll roll up to see if the game continues here. It's Tom's roll, and he has rolled a 1. I think he's going to be more than happy with that result. So we'll get a final score. Imperial Fists have tabled the forces of Khorne here, but that's little consolation. They may have won the battle, but they've lost the war here. We'll get a final score in points. We'll do it now, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 points picked up. Warlord was slain. Linebreaker, yes, as well. First strike, we destroyed one of the units on turn 1. 7, 8, 9. Did we destroy one of the units on turn 1? I think.
Yeah, you killed the Blood Crushers.
Right, okay then. 10 points picked up by the Imperial Fists. Not too bad. Points picked up.
I think I've got 18. 4,
Oh, right, miles ahead.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
17.
17, 18 with Kingslayer.
Okay, 18 with Kingslayer.
Warlord.
Didn't get first strike, I remember you had turn 1.
Didn't get first strike and didn't get Linebreaker.
So it looks like we have a score of 17-10 as the final score. Okay, so a significant lead. There's a couple of those D3 objectives that Tom picked up and maxed out with those. 2 of those objectives being achieved and 6 points in total being brought in for that. So the advantage with an assaulting army is you're able to, despite the casualties coming in, push the opponent back in a Maelstrom of War mission. That's what happened to the Imperial Fists. And whilst the slaughter was taking place, it was all around this kind of area around the board, and Tom was able to harvest victory points here and ultimately achieve victory in the end. But it was a game that went backwards and forwards. Turn 1, we thought the Imperial Fists would just slaughter the forces of Khorne. Then Tom, in spectacular style, got in amongst the Imperial Fists and a slaughter took place. And then a captain by the name of Lysander stood up to the challenge, took out 3 demons, and almost managed to salvage the situation for the Imperial Fists. But it was too late, and the Imperial Fists didn't pick up enough points to secure victory here. So well done to Tom, he's picked up a win as we push on to see his army appear in the league. So keep a lookout for his Khorne Demon army appearing in the league. It'll be interesting to see how well they do. But there it is, that's the battle. Keep a lookout for more Challenge the Scorpion games on the channel and for more league games as well. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel to see new battle reports in the future. Great game. Thanks for watching and tune in next time. Alright, so units of the game, just before you go, just discussing it here. Scarbrand, Tom's going to give it to. I'm mightily tempted to give him unit of the game from my point of view as well, granting tons of extra attacks. I've got to give it to Captain Lysander. Epic moments from him.
Bloodthirsters and the Demon Prince is just insane.
In one game,
So good.
fantastic, yeah.
So
So epic stuff. That's units of the game for both sides.